Hey everyone, I just wanted to share my testimony with what brought me to believing in God. So it all kind of started for me when I was 17. I also had a girlfriend at the time, so my girlfriend and my mate Troy, his girlfriend, we all got together at his girlfriend's house, and then she kept on going on about a Ouija board and how her mum actually made it. Her mum made a Ouija board because her mum was all into like burning incense and like spiritual stuff. Like, to be honest, if I know better, since I know better now, I would say she was probably into some new age religion or maybe some kind of witchy type stuff. So anyways, her mum actually crafted a Ouija board, her own. It's not just one that you will buy from one of those occultic shops. So anyways, at the time when I was 17, I didn't actually believe in God or anything like that. I was actually a complete atheist. I would absolutely rip into anybody and mock anybody that believed in God or ever gave any credit to God. I would just hate it. I was so against it. Anyways, so we got around in a little circle and we thought that we'd try the Ouija board out. So it was just us four, me, Troy, Sam and Monique. So yeah, we got a little shot glass and we filled it up with smoke and we put that on top of the Ouija board. We all got around the Ouija board. Me and Troy weren't taking it seriously, of course. We thought it was a big joke and nothing was actually going to happen. So, we're being immature and making farting noises, and, we'd all get real serious and start concentrating really hard, doing these weird chant things that Sam, Troy's girlfriend, told us to do. So, and every now and then we would pretend, because all of our fingers were on the shot glass, like this. All of our fingers were on the shot glass, and one of us would move the glass a little bit just to freak the other person out. And then it got to the point after all the joking around and that we were like, okay, everyone just be serious now, like let's just actually try and do this. So about 10 minutes later, as we were trying to get some movement from the cup, we were chanting this sentence that we found online. And sure enough, after 15 minutes, the temperature of the room started dropping, and you could go and you'd see your own breath come out of the mist. So obviously, it's a low temperature in the room. And then we asked the board questions, and then as we asked the board questions, the cup moved slightly, and we were all like, oh, hey, who moved that? Like, did you move that? And I was just like, no, we all knew each other very well, so we knew that something was happening this time, and the cup would move with a little bit of energy. So it was me that decided to start doing the chant even louder and stronger, and start shouting this chant out and repeating this chant. And the more energy that I put into the chant, the more energy the cup got to move. And we started spelling stuff out on the board. We were asking you questions like, are you a boy? It would go N-O, no. So obviously it was a girl or a female. I can't remember the other questions we asked it, unfortunately, but it got to the point where every metallic object in the room just all of a sudden just started rattling and shaking like mad. So you'd look around and the locks on the doors, just anything metallic in the room was just shaking like hell. And there's no trains, as we were living out in the country, there's no trains around, there's no flight paths around, there was no earthquake that day. So whatever it was the energy in the room that we had actually summoned up from this board. So the girls, Monique and Sam, started really freaking out, and the cup got knocked over, and you're not supposed to do that apparently. And my girlfriend was actually pregnant at the time, and she lifted up her shirt and she was crying like, oh, it's coming after me, like this demon or whatever. And after everybody calmed down a bit, she lifted up her shirt and she had a big sort of claw mark all the way up her stomach. And the night after she went home, she reckons she had a miscarriage or blood, which would be sign of a miscarriage. She wasn't on her period because she was pregnant. So that's what she told me, and all I've got to do is just believe it, because I don't know if she was telling the truth or not, but I mean, the magnetic energy and everything was just too real for me. After that, I went back to her house, my girlfriend's house, and I stayed the night at hers. And her mum's actually a Christian, so Monique, which was my girlfriend, had a Bible up in her bookcase in her room. So I decided to pick it up, and while Monique was sleeping, I picked up the Bible and started reading away. I read all the way through Genesis. In the beginning there was the Word, or I should know what the first few sentences are, but I read through Genesis, and then I actually put the book down, and I think a week later I repented to God, to Jesus, and I said, Lord, I know you're real, and I'm sorry for all my sins. Sincerely repented to God, and as I was closing my eyes, I felt like a gold sort of light in the darkness of my eyes as they were closed, like kind of just a warm golden feeling. I know everyone's experience is different, but after that I was saved. And actually after that, during those 3 years, I didn't live a godly life. I didn't try to be good. All I had was my belief that God's real. I had a lot of supernatural things happen to me after that as well that increased my faith so much, but I'd have to talk about those on a different video. I was still into partying, drinking. Like the drinking culture in New Zealand is just crazy, man. Like binge drinking on the weekends is just normal, like getting absolutely off your face, going to town, partying, going to clubs, dancing, and all that other stuff that comes with it. So actually, for maybe, saying it now, maybe 3 or 5 years, maybe even 6, I was kind of off the rails, like partying and doing all that stuff. Just had a negative attitude, listening to really bad music, all this kind of stuff that changes the way you are and the way you think. So that was actually what brought me to God. Was luckily for me, I had some kind of proof or an evidence, that there was a demonic realm or something out there. There was a supernatural force that I experienced that day, and it actually changed my life forever. And I thank God for everything so far, and I would never take it back. Thanks for watching.